So remind me what y'all know. So what is slope? Anything you know about slope from Algebra 1 or earlier this year? Say what? Okay, so if you have 2 points, you can get the slope, but the slope is the what? Okay, so rise over run. Have y'all heard that before for slope? Rise over run. On an equation like this, which one of these is the slope? The M. Okay, slope. Think of it like M for mountain. A mountain slope. Okay, and if you're walking on something that has a lot of slope, what's another way to understand something that has a lot of slope? It's very steep. Okay, so steep is a good word. Does everyone hear me say this? I'm giving you stuff you can write down. If you didn't write anything down, because I'm not going to write it down, you're going to write it down, right? Because if you have a blank for today, you're going to lose points. So what are some things you can write for slope? Rise over run. It's the steepness. Now, there's another phrase that we have to know that you probably will see, and it's called the rate of change. Okay? Slope is a changing thing. It's the rate of change. Okay? So you could say slope is the rate of change, it's the M, it's the steepness, it's the rise over run. These are all different things that you can write down. Okay, so everybody write something down for slope. Okay, now what is the y-intercept though? What do y'all think? We'll start with the equation. What's the y-intercept on the equation? The B. Okay, remember we just said slope is M, like mountain slope, but B is the y-intercept. Okay, and where do you find it on the graph? Where does it cross? Okay, the y-axis. Y-axis, there's a line, y-intercept. Okay, now the way I remember B is that it's the beginning. You start at the beginning. You start at the B on the y-axis. Okay, so anytime you're thinking about slope and y-intercept, slope is changing steepness. Okay, and y-intercept is where you start at the beginning on the y-axis. Okay, so does everyone have something written here? That's a good warm-up, but it's something that you're writing. Okay, there's no blanks for Thursday on anyone's paper, right? Yeah, I'm trying to curb copiers, so I know y'all are listening here. What I'm going to pass out now, okay, we're going to do some very short, sweet notes, okay? Like I told y'all, this week we're taking it a little easy because I'm still trying to get everything caught up here. So today, pretty short and sweet notes. I think y'all will understand it pretty quickly, but we're going to wait till tomorrow to do the assignment. So once we finish the notes, you hold on to it. Tomorrow, the assignment will be similar to the notes, okay? Okay, so let me pull this up. All right, so is everyone's looking at this sheet right here? All right. So, now, who likes word problems? Okay, they can be kind of confusing, right? I think they're hard, quote unquote, because you have to like read and then you have to like figure out what's important. So that's all we're doing today, kind of, is we're going to take a nice little word problem and we're going to take the two things we need, the slope and the y-intercept, and if you have those two things, you can make an equation. Okay, so we're extracting things, we're dissecting, we're going into surgery, right? All right, well anyways, number one, back up at the top. This is very important. So y'all are going to underline stuff with me, right? Is everyone listening without headphones in our ears? It's hard to hear, especially when you're not ever supposed to have two. Okay, so go ahead and underline this. The number that repeats, okay? In a word problem, something's going to be changing. The number that repeats, at the very end, we call it the M slope. Okay? So go ahead and write y equals mx plus b. Draw a little arrow, okay? The number that repeats. These are the key words you want to look for. something that is repeating or something that is changing. And here are my key words. Is everyone looking right here? Each, per, every, a. Those words are very obvious indicators that you're talking about slope, okay? So if I make $10 each day, okay, that's a slope. That's changing. 10 each day. Okay, 10 would be a slope. If I'm driving 70 miles per hour, that's a changing amount. That's a slope. Per is a slope word, okay? If I don't know, do 10 math problems every hour, that's a slope. It's a changing amount. If I gain 10 pounds a day, that's not good, but whatever, okay? That's a changing amount. That's a slope, okay? So these words, these are the key words you want to kind of think about. Sometimes they don't use those words, but you can tell it's moving. It's a changing, slopey word, okay? Now, underneath that, go ahead and underline this. The number that is constant, okay? Constant means it does not change, okay? It happens one time. It doesn't keep happening over and over. That is my B, my y-intercept, okay? And I'm going to really underline starting, okay? Whatever you start with, it can only happen once. You only start with one number, okay? Whatever you start with, you begin with, that's your B, your y-intercept, okay? So these two things are very different. One is changing. One is happening over and over and over. One only happens once, okay? So slope keeps happening over and over. The constant that starts is the y-intercept. Okay, so now all we got to do is read a problem and figure out which one's which, and then write our equation. Cool? Let's do number one. Now, here's the part where we get stuck. We got to read it, okay? So don't get, I know it's like scary, just read it, then think about it. So let's read it. Here we go. In order to join an online learning community, there is a $20 startup fee and a $5 monthly fee. Write an equation in slope-intercept form that models this situation. Okay, so here's what I want you to think of. First, think of what is the B, the beginning amount. So do you think $20 is the beginning or $5 is the beginning? Which one do you start with? $20? Okay, so why 20? It says startup. Y'all know startup is what you start with. It's in the name, right? So if 20 is the one-time beginning startup fee, then yeah, 20 is your y-intercept. Go ahead and put a little B on top of that 20. Okay, that's my y-intercept. Now, $5 monthly fee. Monthly means it happens every month. Every month, right? Monthly is every month. So that means that's going to be my slope. Go ahead and put an M on top of that $5. Okay, that's good. Now I can fill in some stuff. So first, to start in the middle here. What is my slope? What number goes in there for slope? 5, okay? No big deal. And then for y-intercept, my B, what goes there? 20. So if you know M and you know B, can't you write y equals mx plus b? Right? Let's write that. So what am I going to write here? Y equals 5x plus 20 is perfect. Okay? So the most common error would be putting 20x plus 5, which is not the same thing, right? So again, the changing amount is your M, the starting amount is your B. If you can get that right, you're good. Okay, what about number 2? Let's read it. Sarah subscribed to a music streaming service. Okay, it cost her an initial $15 to sign up, and it will cost her 10 cents each song she downloads. Write an equation in slope-intercept form that models this situation. Now, let's start with B. which one is the beginning initial starting amount? Is it 15 or 10 cents? So which one is the beginning? Okay. So when you sign up at the beginning, right? That's what you start with. And this other one says each. That's not the beginning. That's the changing, right? That's a changing word, the each, right? So yeah, the B should be 15. I start by handing them $15 to sign up. Okay. Cool. And then the 10 cents each is because changing amount, each song, changing amount, each, that's my slope. Okay. And now I can fill in these blanks. So what do I put in the middle there for my slope? Uh, 10 cents or 0.10, and then my y-intercept is 15. So if I know my m, I know my b, I'm going to write it as y equals mx plus b. So y equals 0.10x plus 15. Cool. All right. Oh, that was B right here. Okay. Number 3. In order to join a dancing club, there's a $30 startup fee and a $4 monthly fee. Write an equation in slope-intercept form that models the situation. Then identify the slope and the y-intercept. Okay. So, what do y'all think? 30 is B. Why is it B? Okay. So again, I see these starting, initial, beginning, one time. Those are all great words for B, my y-intercept. And then monthly fee happens every month, which is a changing amount. That's my slope. So I'm going to put my M slope here for $4, my B y-intercept here for $30. And now I can write it as mx plus b. So y equals 4x plus 30. Okay. One second. Now, to finish these notes, okay, so I want y'all to try the next two multiple choice ones on your own, okay, while I need to talk to some of y'all about accommodations, okay? So, again, work on these last two. I'm going to talk to some of y'all, and then we'll come back and go over these last two before the end of class. Okay, so make sure you're finishing this. There's no assignment yet today. I'm going to give you the assignment tomorrow because the first half of the day I have a sub, but I'll actually be here with y'all, but same idea, okay? So I'm going to let y'all work on that. Y'all get A, B, C, or D? Okay, you rent it for $4. That's your beginning. Your changing amount per hour is M, so it should be 150x plus 4 or 150h plus 4. You should have gotten C, okay? If you got B, you got them switched around, and then A and D have minus signs. That's not right, okay? And then number 5, what did y'all get? Okay, so $3 for using the taxi is your B. 75 cents per mile is your changing amount M. So it should be 0.75 M plus 3. That's letter B. Okay. So letter C mixes them up, and then A and D, it's not subtracting, so don't worry about that. Okay. Please hold on to this paper. You're going to use it to do the assignment tomorrow in class. Okay. Here we go.